Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Why Would We Know? I'm Rajat,
I'm Andreas. Hi.
and today we'll talk about the finale of season two, Rings of Power.
The
Um,
final episode.
the
Yeah.
final episode. A lot to no, what's the word? A lot to
Discuss.
discuss. Yeah, discuss
Yeah.
here. So let's just jump
Let's
into it.
just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Right. So the episode started with Durin the Fourth trying to stop his father because he's gone completely crazy and mad about finding the gold. He doesn't understand what lies, beneath the mountain or whatever.
And wasn't it
So,
funny how the whole army fit in this little hole?
yep, yep. That's the assumption. And the thing is, the army didn't even go there. It was just him trying to stop his father.
Yeah, we even saw in the pictures, we saw the army before standing in front of the mountain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why? To fight what? Maybe they thought that Balrog will come out of the mountain and
I
they have
don't
to
know.
fight the
I don't think
Balrog.
they know that Balarog, lives there, or I don't know. It's
Yeah, but these are did know some things going on, and maybe that's the
yeah,
reason why Durin decided, okay, I need my army, whatever might happen. So
mhm,
let's give that a pass.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's what happened, and when he tried to stop, of course, as usual, his father did not listen to him
Yeah,
until
Durin threatened him to cut off his hand with his
yep, yep,
axe,
yeah, yeah,
and then
and
Durin,
then
his father, said, "No, you're not gonna do that."
yep, yep, and they had this like nice little father son, dialogues, very emotional ones. At least they tried to make it. Um, So and then
Oh,
I
it was
think
okay.
yeah, and I mean at least I like the actors that are playing the during the third and the fourth. They do a
Yep.
nice job all the time. Um, but then the during the third finally listens or at least understand what's happening when the Balrogs arrive. And he's just like up for kill. And turns out that but during the third, is okay now. I think he gives off the ring, correct?
Yeah, Durin
Yeah,
takes off the ring
yeah,
finally and then jumps
mhm,
to the Balrog and blah blah blah.
yeah, and it's like.
Um, Visually, it was very interesting. The
Mhm.
Balrog looked exactly like the Balrog from the Lord of the Rings movie,
Yes, true.
and then he said, "Bye bye, King Durin now," because
Mhm.
now he's his successor. Yeah,
Yep,
and
yep,
then the whole thing falls apart, and
yeah. And
we don't
then
see Durin again.
we're supposed to believe that Balrog is gone until further notice. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
he's not gone.
he's not gone. I mean, I'm saying until further notice. I think the next time he's awake when the LOTRs
So so there are
are
only
gonna happen.
two people known to defeat a Balrog, by the way. At least I only
One
know
is
of two.
Gandalf.
One is Gandalf, right?
Yeah.
And the other one is Glorfindel,
Who the fuck is
an,
that?
an old elf that once defeated a Balrog.
Defeated as in killed him or
I don't know. But
okay.
that's a famous story of Glorfindel, which is one of the
But I think
most
Gandalf killed
renowned
him. He just not defeated
elf.
him. He just killed him.
We don't even know if he killed him either.
I
We don't even
mean,
know if a Balrog can be killed because they are Maya.
mhm.
Maybe they are not killable. So, but anyways, but what's definitely for sure is that Durin will not defeat the Balrog.
Yeah, but he's dead for sure. He's
He's dead.
long,
Yeah,
long
yeah.
dead. Whatever his ex was, it's not enough for him.
By the way, I read an interesting article asking the question: Who would win a fight between Sauron and a Balrog? Would Sauron win or would the Balrog win?
I mean, I would say Sauron.
Why?
I mean, if Gandalf can beat the shit out of him, then Sauron can for sure.
Yeah, but they are on the same level when it comes to the godly the god hierarchy.
I know, but then it doesn't. I mean, is it that Gandalf is more powerful than Sauron and the Balrog both?
They're basically the same. They're on the same level. All
Mhm.
three, Sauron, Gandalf, and Balrogs are on the same level.
Hmm.
So it's open, I would say.
Yeah, but I would say since Sauron is more, I mean, I would say that the dumbest out of the three is Balrog. He doesn't use
We don't
brain; it's just
know.
all muscles.
Uh,
And
we don't know
Sauron is the
much about
most.
Balrogs. So,
I know. I mean, we haven't seen him using his brain much, you know.
no.
So he just likes to fight with his fists and then
And
swords and fire.
well, and his whip and his sword.
Yeah, the whip. Yeah, he's naughty. He's like likes to whip people
Yeah.
up.
Mm.
And then I think the most cunning one is the Sauron. He will use every tricks up his sleeves to just defeat the enemy. So that's why I think he's more
Mm.
dangerous than others. But yeah. Anyways, let's just move on. Then I think in the other scenes, we saw Galadriel trying to help the people of Eregion. Yes, trying to help them escape while trying to save the rings as well. And we also
So they
saw,
take this hidden path, that hidden
yeah,
dwarven
the
path.
tunnel, yeah. And she was then captured by the orcs, but she was like,
Yeah.
okay, you can take me, but leave the people, you know.
Yeah, this whole scene doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
First of all, it's a hidden secret path. Why are there orcs?
maybe they found it as well. It's not so hidden anymore. You know,
Okay, they could be stumbling upon them by chance. Okay,
by chance. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's
because they
what I
were
can
wandering
assume.
around and then, hey, what's going on there? Oh,
Yeah,
there are a lot of elves coming out of a hole.
yep,
Let's
something
capture
like
them.
that.
But then Galadriel says, "Hey, don't kill them. Take me."
Take me, and I
And then
have
he asks
something
him,
that other wants.
he asks then for what reason? I have 9 reasons, and then she offers him the 9 rings.
Yep, yep,
But
and
why would this orc know anything about the 9 rings?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that
And
was
next,
very, very stupid.
even if the orc knows about the 9 rings, that they are very important to Sauron, okay, they still can kill everybody here and take the rings anyways.
True, true.
So
And
that doesn't
but
make any sense.
sometimes that's like that's the friction between the characters as well. For example, the orcs, they have been defined or at least established as somebody who are like cruel. They don't give a fuck about like giving mercy or anything. I mean, they at that point they just made a deal of some sort that okay, we'll let them go since you're giving us 9 rings. So they actually let them go, which is weird. They could have just killed them like you're saying.
Yeah.
um but yeah, anyways, then we saw that Sauron, on the other hand, was trying to torture Celebrimbor to get the
Yeah,
information.
that was a great scene.
Yeah.
That because that was the first scene where we saw Sauron's true nature.
Mm-hmm.
He's an asshole. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit.
Yep.
You know, and he tortures the Celebrimbor. He doesn't care.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's great. That was a great scene,
And
and
it's
showing no emotion whatsoever.
yeah, but he still was trying to make him somehow emotional, and just get him to say where the rings are. You know, and it's I like the fact that he tries all the time. Even if he knows that I'm not a nice person, but okay, let me just try once more to like blackmail them emotionally to get what I want. But yeah, I mean that's what happened. But he didn't give it up. He died, but he didn't give it up. Where the rings are. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Immediately after that, we saw that scene when the orcs come in and in the front,
yeah.
Gluck, and and then
I mean, that was
they say,
very,
yeah,
very stupid.
yeah, we now follow you for some reason. Now somehow he convinced the orcs. How did he do it? That they no
Uh,
longer should kill
I
him but
think
follow him?
it was that Uruk, right? Not Uruk. That Uruk, the orc character who was like like uh, confused about whether Adar is right or
Yeah, Gluck.
yeah, yeah. What's
That's
his
his
name?
name, Gluck.
Yeah. So maybe I think he convinced others as well.
Yeah,
Um,
but how did Sauron convince Gluck?
I think he didn't have to. I guess. No, no, no. What I think the orcs arrived right when Caliban Robot was dead already.
Yes,
Yeah,
they were ready to do. I don't know.
something happened. But I think yeah,
Yeah,
Sauron is like very very powerful and somehow
but
convinced them
maybe
that
at
hey,
this
I
point
can.
we don't know yet because there's
Yeah.
some tension when we go to the next scene when we see Galadriel talking to Ada.
Hmm. And that was weird. I mean, the whole scene was so silly. Like to an extent. For example, the other was had a ring. He showed, okay, I was an elf. That story, okay. Then he went to. They brought one orc who was in like stretcher. Like hey, Lord, he's Sauron killed him or something. He's injured, and then he went there. Oh my child, or something, something. And Galadriel was just standing there. Okay, not she was not cuffed, she was not like prisoned somehow, she was open, she could run away if she wanted, but she was just standing there and looking at the whole scene of
Yeah,
Adar and the children, and then they killed him. Okay, they killed him
yeah.
properly, and she was just watching, not doing anything and not even running you know
Well, she doesn't care about Ada, so why would she do anything?
no,
But
I'm
anyways,
okay. No, no, that's not the point. But I'm saying she could
uh,
just run away. Yes, she doesn't
yeah,
care.
that's
Why she
true.
just watching the scene?
That's true. Yeah, and how
And then she was
surprised
just waiting
how
for
surprised
Sauron
were
to.
you? How
Huh?
surprised were you that Gluck killed Ada?
I was not surprised at all.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
not
so
surprised because
obvious.
I knew that this is the only way this whole thing can make sense, in a way that this is how Sauron got the rings finally. Because once he's dead, then Galadriel and him. That's
So
only.
yeah, we I had the theory. Yeah, the one who kills Ada will be Gluck.
Yep,
I
yep,
was right.
for sure, for sure. It's always
Yeah,
the.
but it's interesting. They every orc stabbed him, stab, and then
Just like they
he
did
said,
to Sauron.
"Oh, he didn't die," and
Yeah,
then Gluck blew the final hit or something, and then so it was yeah, yeah, it was silly,
silly. I mean, the whole point was like I didn't
but
understand that, and
not
then
as silly as the next scene when Sauron
shows up. Yeah,
fights Galadriel.
yeah. I mean, even then as well, by the way, uh, when Sauron arrives, then he also goes there to, have like I think, tries to kill Adar with that, right?
No,
No?
no, 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 no.
But he
He
goes
watches
there.
the scene.
He
Yeah, he
goes there to
watches the
talk.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, he watches the scene when they kill Ada, and then he goes and grabs the crown. That's what all he does. He
And
doesn't.
then
He's
then we
not
see
involved from the
Galadriel is
beginning.
still standing there. The entire she's watching, not running away. She had the rings. And Sauron knows that she has the rings.
Well, maybe she had one ring, her Nenya, but not the other nine.
She had the nine, and because as soon as the Sauron arrived, he was like he could sense the rings. He goes, "Oh, you brought it here." That's what he
So
said.
Sauron took the rings from Galadriel at that point.
No, no, not at that point. But he knew that she has the rings.
Yeah, yeah,
He
but she
said that
doesn't
even.
have the nine rings anymore. Sauron has the nine rings now.
No, Sauron now has the rings after defeating Galadriel. But I'm saying the scene
No,
before Adad,
no, no,
before
no.
Adad.
Before they fight, he doesn't get the nine rings after the fight
No, no, no.
because the fight ends with Galadriel jumping
No,
down the
no, no.
cliff.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that before Adar properly died, Sauron also arrives at the scene,
Yes.
and he's like, "Hey, Galadriel, nice to see you," right? And then,
Yeah, exactly.
and
That's exactly how it was.
yeah, and then it's like at that point he says something to Galadriel that, "Oh, you have the rings," because he could sense the rings with her. And then he goes to Adar. They kill him properly now, and then he looks back. Then they start having fight. you know so that's what I'm saying, and then he finally takes it from her.
Well, I don't know. It
but,
doesn't
but
matter, anyways.
my point is that she could just run away while that whole scene
Yeah.
is being played out, and she
Well,
was deciding to stay there and to have a fight
yeah,
with
but if
Sauron.
she would run away, she couldn't have this epic fight with Sauron.
That's the thing. I mean, she had to give the rings away, otherwise the whole Lord of the Rings wouldn't happen.
I mean, yeah,
Silly.
it probably never was anything like that in the real stories. But anyways, so the
Do
fight
you
scene
know
between
how
Galadriel and
those?
Sauron
Huh?
doesn't make any sense. So Sauron fights Galadriel to get the ring from her. Why? The reason Sauron wants to make the rings is to give the rings to the elves so that he can control them. And when Galadriel wears the ring and he finally creates his one ring to control every other ring, that's what he wants. So why would he take the ring from her? That doesn't make any sense.
You're talking
Sauron
about the
wants her to have
elf
the
ring.
ring.
You're talking about the elven ring, not the.
Yeah,
Okay.
Galadriel, talking about Nenya.
Uh-huh.
Sauron wants Galadriel to wear Nenya.
Uh-huh.
Why does he want to take it away then?
Did
So
he?
the fight scene doesn't make any sense. He would just say, "Okay, I have my 9 rings, and you go with your Nenya. I don't care. Wear it. It's a quite nice ring. Wear it. It's all fine. I'm not going to do anything bad with it. So have a nice day. Bye bye." But no, he fights for this Nenya, and it just doesn't make any sense. And the whole fight scene was stupid when he turns into Halbrand, and then Galadriel doesn't kill him
Yeah.
because now he's Halbrand. You know that this is still Sauron.
Yep. Yep.
Kill him. What's wrong with
I
you?
don't know. They start try to show us some kind of a like a love. You know, they share. I guess she fell in
Yeah,
love
then
with him.
but this whole scene, this whole fight scene with where I mean, the choreography and everything was fine, nice and acted
I
good
didn't
and
like the
so on.
choreography as well. I didn't like the whole fighting
Yeah,
scene.
but with the funny scenes with the crown and the swords and stuff like that, and that was okay. But yeah, and then he stabs her with the crown, and we are to believe that this is Morgoth's crown. But as I told you already, Morgoth's crown is used to bend him down in the depth of the Middle Earth. So this is not the crown of Morgoth. It cannot be. But anyways, doesn't matter.
Mm.
And then in the end, Galadriel jumps down this cliff.
Yep. That
And
that
and,
was.
and we see in a follow-up scene or the next scene, we see her falling down
Mm-hmm.
in a far take from
Yeah.
from I don't know, Elrond, and then you see in the back we see her falling down. So
Yeah.
it's about, I don't know, 50 meters high or something like that,
Maybe more. Maybe
or
more.
maybe more, 100 meters,
Yeah.
yeah. And she falls down, and well, yeah, elves don't die, but if they fall from 100 meters high, they die.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they showed in a way that she was hurt pretty bad in the last scene we
Yeah,
saw.
no, hurt. The only hurt, wound she has is this wound from the crown.
Yeah,
That's the only thing they
that is
heal.
the main
No
damage. No.
bone broken whatsoever.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
She should lie on the floor, head cracked open, brains all over the floor. That's what what would happen here. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
bones broken in every way, and then hey, oh, we have Nenya. Well, then
Yeah.
she should be reassembled or something like that. No, she should be dead.
Yeah.
But as we
It
have
would be
learned in
nice
this
to.
episode, elves don't die. Even if you are stabbed with a sword through your whole body, shot with thousands of arrows, you don't die.
Yep. True. True.
Yeah. And that's when, just, I don't know if we are already there, but that's when this episode broke for me.
Mm-hmm.
The second I saw Arondir, I thought, no, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's over.
Yep.
It's
I
done.
mean, I told you. I mean, it's difficult to see them dying because somehow they're keeping all of the elves alive for some reason.
Yeah, they could have let him survive. That's not the real issue. Well, of course,
Mm.
it's an issue as well. He should be dead after what Ada did to him. But okay, they wanna they want him to survive. Okay, fine, but then at least show him wounded and injured. But the first time we see him, that's just barely an inconvenience, just a scratch.
Yeah. Do elves have healing powers?
No.
Okay. Then doesn't make sense.
So yeah, elves can die by accidents, and when you cut the head off, they are what is it called when they can't die?
Immortal?
Immortal. That's the word. Yeah. So they are immortal, but if they
Killed.
cannot survive a car crash
Yeah.
or fall from 100 meters or a sword rip up your rib cage. That
Yeah.
they cannot survive.
I mean, that fall was somehow, I would say, justified because when she was falling, that fall was somehow controlled by the trees and all that. So
No, there were no trees.
there were trees.
Yeah, there were trees, but not. Yeah, but even if you fall from 100 meters in a
I
tree,
know, I know. I
you
mean, see,
break a lot of legs,
I
a
know,
lot
I
of
know. But
bones.
they try to justify a bit, but it
Yeah,
wasn't enough.
I don't know if you noticed because you might have overseen it, but this
Mm-hmm.
guy that we saw on the horse when they were looking for the dwarven army, and
Mm-hmm.
then they saw this horse coming down. This elf that then fall from the horse,
Uh-huh.
thousands of arrows in his body. We see this guy in the last scene. Yeah? We see him sitting there, and as if
Really?
nothing happened.
I did not notice that. That's weird.
Yeah,
Uh,
this guy, the guy that spilled the whole plan in the orc
mhm.
camp together with Elrond, and that guy that was sitting on the
Hmm.
horse, stabbed with thousands of arrows, and fell from the horse, and we all thought, oh, okay, there he's. I the only the next thing, maybe in the first episode of season 3, we see this Miranda girl again, because yeah, elves can die,
Maybe, maybe,
and
and maybe,
Celebrimbor.
the Gil-galad used his rings to revive them up. Because Galadriel did the same in that forest with the ring
Yeah,
to
yeah,
save.
quite nice, interesting theory, but they did not show
They
anything
did not
like that.
show, but I guess that's what happened. The Gil-galad must have, helped or healed others. You know.
Yeah. Well, so this whole storyline with Galadriel, her 9 rings, from
Yeah.
the start when she was captured by the orcs until she jumps down the cliff,
Yep.
weird scene now.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
in the other scenes we saw before Elrond, Gil-galad, or Arondir went to help Galadriel when she was falling. Dwarves have already arrived, helped them, defeat the orcs there. And then I think that was the point when they somehow justified that stupidity and from the last episode of not going to help elves. So he still sent some of the army to help with the battle and still have some to fight with the Balrog or his father. So
But yeah,
which is
but
sensible, just a
Durin
sensible.
does not show up. Yeah, so Durin
Yeah,
is not
Durin does
part
not
of
show
the
up
army.
because he's like mourning his father's death.
Mourning his father. Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, I think at least I still found that okay, some kind of a justification has been given. He did not arrive after his father's death, which is also sensible. Yes, even though you're so much of a fighter, but your father just died, so you would need some time to be okay. But yeah, I think that was okay from that angle. Then I think what happened. I think then we are with
So yeah,
the
well,
with it.
so we're not in order anyway. So that's the
Yeah.
whole elf dwarf storyline. We're basically through with what happened there. Other than okay, in the end, the last scene where they are gathering and Gil-galad and Elrond and Galadriel standing up there, and then they discuss, yeah, what do we do now? Should we fight or should we hide?
Uh, Not hide but defend or protect ourselves from whenever the attack would happen because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
uh so and I think they
Yeah,
are
and
like okay, we're
then
gonna.
Gil-galad raises his sword because that's his weapon of choice.
Mhm.
As we have seen, he's
Yeah.
using spears. Now he's using a sword.
Yeah.
Whatever. And of course, everybody, yeah, for the elves. Whoa. Okay.
And not many elves were left from what I could see. from
Yeah,
that
yeah.
place.
We were back to this to the seven elves that were the whole population in the
Mhm.
beginning. Then we had explosion of population during the fight, the
Yep.
battle scene, and now we're back to a normal regular population count like seven.
Yep. So basically, they're saying that everyone from Eregion now moved to supposedly Rivendell of the future.
A
Uh,
valley north of the city,
yeah.
which is probably Rivendell, yes.
So it
Which
looked
makes
pretty similar
sense.
to Rivendell.
I don't think that's
hmm
okay. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's Rivendell because it seemed pretty similar.
Yeah,
But yeah. So then I guess in the other story we saw Dark Wizard visiting that canyon where Nori and Poppy were all there. And I think before that, our the Ishtar, he also was there, and then Dark Wizard arrives. They're like, "Hey, I finally found you," you know. And
yeah.
then that was a weird scene
How?
as well because huh?
How did he find them?
I don't know. I think he already knows where these Halfwoods live because he already sent those mercenaries to find
Yeah,
this star and all that. Weird scene there because firstly tries to convince the star that hey, I'm the good guy. It's just I have a bad reputation. I don't know why. I'm not who you think I am. And then within minutes he changed his stance that if you're not going to come with me, then I'm going to kill all of you and something like that. And then he also killed those mercenaries leader as well. Who was trying to
yeah,
uh,
yeah. When they put the knife to Nori or something like that, and then he kills him, and then Nori is upset. Hey, why did you kill him? You're a bad guy. You
yeah,
killed him. Yeah, but hey, he had a knife to your throat. To your
yep,
throat.
yeah, yeah. So by that time, I'm like, okay, maybe he's not the bad guy. But then he suddenly, within a minute, he changed his stance. He's like, okay, now I'm gonna fuck all of you.
Yeah.
And
And this, then he takes his staff and uses the rocks and stuff like that. And, what?
yeah,
Why? Why?
weird.
Eh?
And I think
The
then they
whole
are
scene didn't
also
make any sense.
didn't make sense. And then we saw our
But
Ilvatar,
he
not
explained a
Ilvatar.
little bit of the backstory. He said, "Hey, we have been five. Okay, so yeah,
hmm
that far we know, huh?
Yeah.
Five Istar. Yeah, that's true. But none of them have been on Middle Earth in that time frame. By the
hmm
way, I saw some videos and attempts to explain this whole thing away. That's not really clear if Gandalf was there at the time or not, and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's pretty clear. Gandalf was not there at this time, but Gandalf was there at the beginning of the time in the first age because he
Okay.
was there to help the firstborn with something, but he cannot remember that he was already there. So yeah, kind of it's a kernel of truth in this storyline with this Istar, yeah?
hmm
But nevertheless, he has no influence in this whole rings of power development story at all. The
hmm
first time he sees any ring is when in the third age when he met Spielberg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
I also think because like even from the beginning of this show that they've been trying to show us that he somehow doesn't remember anything where he comes from and anything. So when I think these stars they somehow reborn in every age or something. Whenever something happens
No,
because
no.
that's kind of happened with Gandalf the White as well, right? Because he was not Gandalf the Grey. He was like a completely new kind of an avatar. He still remembered few things, but not all.
Yeah, sure. But first of all, he did not arrive by meteor on Middle
Uh huh.
Earth.
Yeah.
He landed with a ship in the
hmm
port that Círdan. Círdan was already in Middle Earth when Gandalf arrived with a ship.
hmm Which one?
So yeah,
The Gandalf the Grey or the
Gandalf.
previous?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh.
Gandalf took a ship from Valinor to Middle Earth. And he arrived at the port where Círdan was the port master
Okay.
or whatever.
hmm But I mean, they did not really explain even in the Lord of the Rings, because I recently watched that scene, and he just said that now I was now sent, to help you all now. I'm not the Gandalf the Grey. Maybe you guys used to call me Gandalf the Grey or something. Then Aragorn and Legolas and were like, okay, he's somebody new, but still remember some of the stuff from the past.
Yeah, he might go. He might been back to Valinor, and then Iluvatar sent him back and said, "Hey, you have
Something like that.
still
Yeah.
something to do there, so go
Yeah.
back.
So
But you will no longer be known as Gandalf the Grey, but now you will be Gandalf the White."
Sound of the white, yeah, yeah. And supposedly the white ones are more powerful, I guess,
No,
because Saruman the White was powerful too, and Gandalf the Grey could not beat Saruman the White, but Gandalf the White beat the shit out of him.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like some guys
It's
are
like
stronger
the
than others.
uh,
It's not depending on how they clothe, their clothing looks. So
it's like the pro version of iPhone, like the
yeah.
Gandalf
But
Pro.
anyways, um, back to this to the scene, and then finally Nori and Poppy and everything. They basically say, "Hey, yeah, we have to go now. We have to." I wonder where they are going. Huh? Maybe
Yeah,
the Shire. Anyways, so hopefully we never see them again.
yeah. I don't want
But
to. Oh,
yeah,
honestly, I
but on
don't
the
want
other
to.
hand, the Gandalf then Gandalf, yeah, they all say bye bye to him. Yeah, I mean
Gandalf.
that's one thing that's not working in the German translation,
Okay,
because in the German translation they say something like ja, bis später großer Elb.
okay. What does that mean?
Großer Elb. Großer Elb means Grand Elf.
Yeah, that's what they say in
Großer
English as well.
Elb.
Grand Elf. That's what they
Yeah,
say.
yeah, but in German it doesn't work because his name is not Groselb
Uh huh.
because it's Großer Elb.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Elf, Großer Elb.
I
You
know
cannot make a
that's what they.
Gandalf name
No, no, no.
out
I
of
know,
it.
but that's what they tried to do. So it was
Yeah, yeah,
like
of course
that.
they try, but it doesn't work in any translation also, except English.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I
And
mean,
it's
then as
stupid
soon as
anyways.
as soon as they said Grand Elf, I'm like, okay, this is Grand Elf now. There's no mystery anymore.
Yeah, we
He's
know that we knew that this is Gandalf from the first time we saw him.
yes, but there was still like speculations.
The same was true with Halbrand. The first time we saw
Yeah,
Halbrand, we knew, oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
Sauron.
No, the only thing was, we were all like struggling with is how they're gonna justify that he's Sauron or he's Gandalf or something like that. So
Hmm.
finally, they are trying to make sense of it, which is I don't know, weird. Gandalf now is Gandalf. So basically, his name came from the Harfoots or Halfling.
But it's only one of his names. His real name is, I don't know, Olondir and then Mithrandir. He's so many names.
Okay.
This Gandalf is just one of them, and it's just a name that some folks gave him.
Yeah, so I mean, these all the Sauron or Balrog or Gandalf and all, they all say I've been called many names.
Yeah, right. So
So
let me just look it up a little bit. What's the name of Gandalf? So normally they have all their names in this list. Olorin, that was one of his names. That was the name on with which he was in the First Age
mhm,
arrived to Middle Earth and helped
mhm.
the firstborn.
But Gandalf is not an elf, right?
No, he's
Uh,
an
but I
Istar.
think these Harfoots assume that because they've never seen an elf, they thought he was an elf. Though they started calling him Grand Elf, uh,
Yeah, that would
something like
which
that.
yeah doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense, but yeah, whatever. But
Because
yeah, so
then they
then.
would call this other dark wizard also Grand Elf. They have seen the dark wizard because they don't like him.
Mhm.
Why don't they call good wizard? Why don't they call him good wizard? They see the dark wizard, they call him dark wizard, and this
Yeah.
guy they call Grand Elf. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but that's stupid.
And
Stupid.
then he finds this staff, and yeah, then he goes back
But
to Tom Bombadil, and Tom Bombadil says, yeah, this was all just a trick and a test, and blah blah blah, and then they sing a song, and then it's over. Yeah, okay, good. He's Gandalf now, whatever. And this other guy, yeah, now they play the game in the next season is he Saruman or not?
That's what I was going to say. Are we to believe that he is Sauron or not? I would say
Yeah,
he could be, and
no, we could
ideally he should
not.
not. Ideally he should not, because we see, at least in going by the Lord of the Rings tale, that yes, Sauron turned bad, but there was a time when he was good as well. He was
Yeah,
protecting people and
he
all
was
that.
he was the he was the leader of the wizards in
Yeah,
Middle Earth. He was the
yeah,
Saruman the White, and
yep,
Gandalf was a big fan of him. They are good friends.
yep, yep,
So this
and
doesn't make any sense
doesn't
because
make
if
it.
that happened, they would not have been good friends in the Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
Gandalf would have, ooh, be aware
but
of Saruman. Dark forces control him.
I
Yeah.
know, but see, the thing is, the way this whole story is being written, anything can happen. Because Elrond kissed Galadriel, they are now like something, and a lot of the things they changed in the story just for the sake of it. So anything can happen. I'm okay to believe as well that he might be Saruman, you know. Um, and maybe Saruman had in another, he got reborn and he was then Saruman the White, a good one, you know.
Hmm.
Or
Anyways,
maybe
yeah,
these, Gandalf and Saruman.
I
Huh?
just found an interesting page that discusses the names of Gandalf.
Okay.
So he was called Mithrandir. We know Mithrandir. That was also mentioned
In
in
Lord of
the
the
Lord of
Rings.
the Rings
Yeah,
movies.
I
Ne?
know.
Um, the last comer was named among the elves Mithrandir, the Grey Pilgrim, for he dwelt in no place and gathered to himself neither wealth nor followers. So Mithrandir is a name that the elves give.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah.
Then there's this name Gandalf. Mostly he journeyed unwarily on foot, leaning on a staff, and so he was called among men of the north
Mm-hmm.
Gandalf, the elf of the wand.
Mm-hmm.
So Gandalf is basically the elf of the wand. So the man mistaken him for an elf. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so there's a kernel of truth. It was not the hobbit, it was the man.
Mm-hmm.
And then his name Incanus, yeah, and then Olorin after the words, "But of Olorin we shall never know more than he revealed in Gandalf," my father added later, save, save that Olorin is a high elven name and must therefore have been given to him in Valinor by the Eldar, or be a translator meant to be significant to them. So then there is Graham, Stormcrow, Last Spell, the White Rider. So those are all names of Gandalf,
Mm-hmm.
but none of them
Yep.
are from the Hobbits or anything. So
But yeah, I mean,
yeah, the Hobbits call him Gandalf. Yes.
but a theory now, I think. Do you
No.
also think that Nori is somehow the great, great, great ancestors of Bilbo Baggins and Frodo Baggins? I mean,
Maybe.
she's not a Baggins, but she could have married some Baggins in the future.
Yes. Could well happen.
And that's
But
why,
there's
because
also
Gandalf had a great, great relation with Nori, so somehow she still have great relationship with all their descendants in the future.
yeah, probably they do something like that. Or
Mm.
another theory, maybe either Nori or Poppy. Poppy, the other one, yeah, Poppy, and this nobody. You know,
Uh-huh.
they are the parents or grandparents or whatever of Smeagol.
Smeagol. Oh, okay. Could be. Interesting. Nice.
So and then they say, "Ooh, and we have a
Not
child. We have a
parents.
child. We call him Smeagol." And then
No,
everybody, "Oh
I don't
no,
think they could be
Gollum."
parents, right? They could not be parents.
Why not?
Because then Smeagol and they all came very, very late after 3,000 years and all that, right? I mean,
No, 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 no,
I'm
no, no,
okay
no.
to believe that.
Smeagol found no, 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 no. Smeagol found the ring in the stream where Isildur was killed.
Yeah, but many, many, many years later, not
Yeah,
immediately after.
sure, but time doesn't
No, I'm,
matter
I'm
in this
saying I'm
series.
okay to believe that they might be the ancestors of Smeagol for sure. Could be,
No,
yeah,
no,
but not the immediate parents. Maybe
yeah, yeah, but yeah.
interesting
But
though.
anyways,
Interesting.
Isildur shouldn't be there at this time, anyways,
Yeah,
because this whole age took thousands of years
yeah,
until Isildur showed up.
yeah. Because
So
in Lord of the Rings,
The forging of the rings were thousands of years before Isildur was even born.
yeah, true.
So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, anything can happen literally. But I think I
yeah,
do see a possibility of uh, Nori somehow being, connected to the Baggins and all somehow. Um, but yeah, now I guess moving on, we saw the Grand Elf or Gandalf finally founding his staff somewhere there in that canyon after that whole scene, and then he goes and met the Tom Bombadil, and then they're
yeah,
like, okay, I was meant to go there, I was meant to protect. This was like a what's the word? Challenge or quest,
a test or
a
whatever.
test of some
But
kind. Yeah.
at least this is this was I hated when I read the books, but this is very much Tolkien songs.
Okay.
They are singing songs all the time, and I thought, okay, that's a good thing. See,
So
okay,
basically,
yeah, they're
Tom
singing
Bombadil is
songs.
Tolkien.
No, but they sing songs. That's what they do. And then we see that in the series, they sing songs.
Hmm.
We saw that in the Lord of the Rings as well. Here, the hobbits always sang songs, you know.
Mm.
And then even Aragorn also one time sings a song.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's happening in the books all the time. They all singing, singing, singing. The whole time they are singing.
Yeah. I guess then now I think we've covered everything. I don't
Yes,
see
except this whole Numenor stuff
the
with
Numenor
Kemen,
stuff. I think we
who's
did discuss when Arendelle he escaped after his
yeah, yeah. But
daughter.
on the other side, in on the Southlands, when
Oh yeah,
Kemen was in the
yes.
city and
In
acting like an
Pelargir,
asshole.
in
Yeah,
Pelargir. Yeah.
yeah. That's
He
probably
basically
well, that's what they called it.
saw Isildur trying to convince what's her name,
Oh yeah.
Kevin.
Ooh, Isildur, you're living again. Damn
What's her
it,
name, Kevin?
Kemen.
Kevin. Yeah, he's trying to
Kemen.
convince her. Hey, let's just move in with me or something. To Numenor.
And
We'll
this,
have great time
what
and all.
what did you make of this whole scene with Isildur, Estrid, and what's his name? Hagen, her husband.
Yeah.
It's
His,
kind
I don't
of
know if it's
weird.
his husband or something. It's just I don't know somehow
Yeah,
they
he's her husband.
husband. Okay, then it's weird. I mean, she's like not interested in her husband anymore, and then I think she would have gone with him if they hadn't stopped the low life people from boarding the ship. She
Yeah.
would have gone with him. She was ready.
So I didn't notice it because I probably turned off my brain already.
Okay.
So Isildur went with Kemen back to Numenor. So he left.
Uh-uh. Not with. I think he left alone.
Yeah, alone. Of course,
Yeah. Mm.
the others were not allowed.
Yeah.
So
What was
now
the
they are
girl name?
split
Girl
up.
name was Astrid, right? Not.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Estrid.
Yeah. So I got confused a bit. Yeah. So yeah, when
So
she
yeah,
was
so
there
Isildur
now.
is on his way to Numenor
Mm-mm.
alone, and
No,
Estrid
he
and
now
Hagen
knows
are
that
back
his
on.
father is no longer the commander, and he's like the what's the word? What's the word that you're against the land now? It's like
A rebel.
a rebel of some kind. Yeah. The disloyals or whatever. I don't remember the term now. So yeah, I mean, he's now gone there to at least see what is the situation, and I don't know
Yeah,
how would he
yeah.
lead.
So Elendil is on its way to somewhere else.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that story, and I just I always get frustrated whenever they show this the Queen and Arendelle. Just like somehow every time he asks, let's just go, leave this place, and he's like, no, you go, I will stay. And she always does that, always. She gave him the sword, and she's like, you go find and build a new. empire or something.
Mm,
Pretty
yeah,
weird. And so he's supposed to go and now found Gondor. Uh,
yeah.
uh,
That's what he's supposed to do. Yes.
yeah. And I don't know
So
how he's
yeah.
going to do
So
that because he just left alone. It's weird.
yeah, but he will find some man. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for this episode. So now
Yep.
we can wrap this up. So we can give our final verdict of the
Yep.
whole season.
Yep. Yep. I personally did not enjoy the last episode. I think it could have been better, because the episode previous to that, the second last one, I think was the best among all. And I was expecting that they would keep the same tone and not do stupid stuff, but they did. Wasn't surprising though, but yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't
So
enjoy the
yeah,
last episode particularly.
so it's still not a good show, but at least
Better
season
than the
two is
season
better
one,
than season one.
right?
That's plus. But that's not that the bar was very low,
Hmm.
to be honest, for me at least.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So when I finished season one, I did hope that they kill the whole show, and now I think, okay, well, yeah, I'm watching season three.
Okay, so they did a great job. They turned you from somebody who doesn't give a shit about this whole show to somebody who's slightly
Nah,
looking forward to the season 3.
no, not looking forward.
Ah, okay.
I will watch it because you were going to force me to watch it just to make
Ah,
a
okay. So
review.
I'm the reason. I'm the
So I'm
reason.
not opposed to it. Well, yeah, let's do
Okay.
this then. Yes, I'm okay with it. And that's oh, I don't want to see that. So that's where
Okay.
I'm at. So
Okay. So I'm the reason. So the show didn't do a good job in convincing you to watch the season 3.
yeah, it's gotten better. And I've learned that Amazon has completely swapped out the writers team for
Okay.
season three.
Okay.
So
Maybe
that's
good
a good
ones. Maybe
sign
good writers.
because I don't know.
Yeah.
Can there be worse writers than those guys who wrote the first season? No, they
Yeah.
cannot be.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a good sign. And I mean, in the third season, at least they know what they're doing. They have the feedback from the fans and
Audience.
everything. So now they have improved with the season two.
Yep.
So they now can concentrate on the real stuff and say, okay, yeah, we did a lot of mistakes in the last two seasons, but this time, third season, we're trying to do everything correctly. We do not do this whole stupid stuff that we did.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and yeah.
By the way,
So yeah, they have
I,
a chance to make it better.
just a question. So now, since Sauron has those 9 rings for men, so who were those 9 kings that he gave them to? So were they like Rohan king or not Gondor because
King
Gondor
of
was not
Men,
even there?
King of Men.
But what
I
other
don't
big
know.
kingdoms were there at that time? Numenor was one of the biggest
Well,
kingdoms.
we know at least one, the Witch King of Angmar.
Uh
So that
huh.
was the King of Angmar.
Mm-hmm. But not he didn't give it to Pharazôn, for example, in Numenor, right?
No, because Farazon probably will die when Iluvatar floods Numenor.
Uh huh. So Numenor was completely destroyed. The city was gone.
Yes, the city, it's an island.
I think in Lord of the Rings they talked about Numenor for something. I just
So what happens, as far as I know, is that Sauron convinces Al-Farazon to go to war with Valinor.
hmm.
So they sail towards Valinor, where the Valar and Maya live, and that got Iluvatar so pissed that he said, "Hey, that's it, done. You're gone now." And then the big
Hmm.
flood wipes away the whole Numenor.
Hmm.
So yeah, Farazon doesn't have a ring; he's just dead.
Hmm. But we don't know like what exactly those 9 kingdoms were or 9 kings were.
At least I don't know. There's probably some documentation out there
Hmm.
where all the names of the 9 kings are listed, but I don't know them. It actually doesn't really matter.
They might
It
show, I
just
guess. I think that should be shown ideally.
Yeah,
in the next
that's what they
season.
could do in the show, because that's something we don't know. And
Mhm.
that could be very interesting. And they could, completely free of law restrictions, they can come up with stories about the kings, why they are using this ring and what the reason
Yep.
is. And they can craft stories around that, where
Mhm.
Sauron convinces the king and helps them. They can create new stories for each king. They can make a whole series. The whole seasons 3 could be episode 1, King 1, episode 2, King 2, and so on.
Something like
They
that.
can show that how Sauron convinces every king to wear the rings.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, but I
Yeah.
don't think that they are going to do that.
I mean, at least they should spend some time in at least introducing the kings and maybe their backstory, what they are
Yeah,
not.
what else would they do? I mean, the 3 elven rings are already in the hands of elves.
Yeah.
The 7 dwarf rings are in the
Mm.
hands of the dwarves. The only rings Sauron now has are the 9 rings that he gives to men. So
Mhm.
that's going to be the storyline.
Yep.
What else
Yep.
would it be?
How many? Do you know how many seasons would there be for Rings of Power?
They said something, they planned 5 or something.
Right. Okay. So I guess I'm expecting that in the fifth season they would show that war that we saw in the season Lord of the Rings,
Yeah,
that very Isildur cuts the ring.
that's what I assume as well. That
Yeah.
the show will end with Isildur cutting off the ring
Yeah.
from Sauron's hand.
Mhm. And before that, they will try to stretch it out and explain whatever happened in between those many years of journey. Not many, but at
Yeah,
least
it's
30,
not
40
so
years
many
of
years,
journey
because
when
it's just,
Isildur
it's
grows
just a
up.
lifetime of Isildur basically,
Isildur, yeah, yeah. Not many actually, 30, 40
which
years
doesn't
at
make any
max.
sense.
Yeah.
But the ring bearers, the Nazgul, those were kings that, I don't know in what generations. So we don't know that. Also, at least I don't know.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah.
basically, whatever the time frame would be, in that time frame, Elendil was able to build this entire Gondor kingdom, and then Isildur became
Yeah,
the
even
heir.
true. Elendil was not only founding Gondor, but also Andor, or whatever it was called,
Okay,
somewhere in the north.
he did.
So he was king of 2 kingdoms.
Mhm. So I think yes, it would happen in the same time frame when Sauron was giving rings to all the 9 men, kings, and I don't know how would that turn
So
out.
yeah, you have to imagine. So what happens is Elendil founds Gondor, and they built Minas Tirith.
Hmm.
So imagine how long this took to build this city.
Yeah, it is a great
So
building.
yeah, so
Hmm.
I guess even that Isildur was never on Numenor.
Hmm.
He was probably born in Gondor.
Okay.
I don't know, but I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, I really did not understand the Isildur side of the story. It was like something unnecessary. Yes, they could have introduced Isildur maybe at the end of season 2 that he was born or something now after
Yes,
Gondor was established.
they could even introduce the whole Numenor storyline in a later
Yeah,
season.
after season 2.
There's
Yeah.
no reason why they have it now.
The only reason I see why Numenor could have been introduced, just to show how from where Elendil came, and
Yeah,
what
but
was his
Elendil
back.
is not important for the story.
Yeah,
Elendil is
true,
only
true.
important at the end,
Yeah,
because he's the one who kills Sauron.
yeah. Hmm. But yeah, the entire Numenor story, as I see, the only point was like Sauron arrived there, Galadriel arrived there, so they had to show. Uh,
That's not even a thing.
yeah, but yeah, I'm also now thinking like what was the exact impact of them arriving to Numenor? If they hadn't, then they could have gone somewhere else as well. You know.
Yeah, and anyways, to come back to the stupid season 1. So
Uh-huh.
this whole scene where Galadriel tries to sail to Valinor, yeah, they make it so that, yeah, and if you are in Valinor, there's no way back.
Uh-huh.
But that's just not true. It's just, you just take a ship and go back to Middle Earth if you want to.
Yeah.
You don't have to jump the ship. There's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole Galadriel story, they butchered Galadriel so much. I mean, that's because, I mean, I don't know how it is for you, but for me, is when I saw the movies, and Galadriel, played by the great, what's her name?
I don't remember the name of the actress. But yeah, I mean, I know
Kate,
what you're saying. I mean, the character was completely different. She was like a powerful witch, who, if she had the One Ring, then she would have
Kate
been the most
Blanchett, that's her
powerful.
name.
Huh?
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. Yes, yes, yes. True, true. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just so beautiful and like a
Mm-hmm.
like an angel,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how she's also depicted in the books.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you remember the scene when Sam gets his present from her. This
Yeah.
now it's
That.
Gimli that only wants to have a piece of her hair.
Mm-hmm.
So she's and that's just a few thousand years later.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
how do they depict the Galadriel in this show as a
She's just
teenage
like
frat
a,
girl?
like a simple, normal elf who knows how to fight a bit. She's not like
Yeah,
super like powerful or any of that sort. In Lord of the
yeah,
Rings,
that
she's like super powerful witch, and she has like some kind of a story with Gandalf there. Some kind of a love story in a way. Uh,
no,
that was like a love
but
story. I don't know. Like she made Gandalf come back to life plenty of times.
yeah, yeah, because everybody loves Galadriel. That's the effect that she has on others.
But she also loves Gandalf because she
Yeah,
interferes a lot in
remember
that fight.
remember when Frodo met her in this garden, he was ready to do anything she tells him. And when he offers her the ring, you remember this
He
scene?
offers, but then she declines.
Yeah, she declared, "I would be the beauty, the queen." There's this great scene where,
Yeah,
she really thinks about it, but I would, everybody would love me. I would be the good thing. But she realizes, okay, no, don't succumb
yeah,
the temptation. So yeah, and that's one of the main complaints that I have with this season, with this show.
yeah.
They completely destroyed Galadriel.
I
Completely
don't know.
destroyed her.
Maybe somehow in the later seasons they will explain that she was never she was not a born witch. She became a powerful witch somehow. I don't know, that we saw in Lord of the Rings.
Whatever.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But
So yeah,
anyways, I think that's it. I guess whenever the season 3 would drop, we will try to watch, and I will try to
yeah.
make him
I
watch.
guess it's in 2 years, right?
Yep, something like that. So at least you can be at peace for the next 2 years. And
Yeah.
as soon as it arrives, I will ping him, and then we'll do the season 3. Just to mess
All
up
right.
with him. Yeah. So yeah, till
All right.
then, I would say it was an okay watch this season 2, better than the first one. So yeah, till then, I would say we will see you with some next review. I don't know which
With
show,
whatever else we come up with.
whatever else we come up with. Yeah. So till
Bye bye.
then, bye bye.